What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Tina Parker Show. It's day 24 of this focus or faith through motion challenge. I don't know. It just means having faith when you can't see what the outcome's going to be. Have faith and you keep moving forward to great things. Okay? That's how you attract. That's how you build momentum. That's how you create new habits. That's how you transform your life, right? So, welcome back. I'm excited to jump in this with you. This is about community, okay? And I believe that community is currency, and we're going to talk more about that. Day 24. Girl, you cannot grow in isolation. If any of you experience, 2020, how many of you, we all sat in isolation. Some of us, we're moving and shaking, but many people sat in isolation. And I'll tell you what, it's not healthy. Okay? We need community. We need a, a either guys need a brotherhood, women need a sisterhood. Day 24 is all about community because every woman I've ever seen stayed stuck alone. You can't build anything alone. We need relationships, even in business, in just to do life with. Okay, it's important. Isolation is where overthinking gets loud. If any of this sounds familiar to you, jump in. Tell me, if you've been, what your experience has been in isolation. It's important that we come together and connect. It's where self-doubt thrives. It's where we don't progress in life. It's where shame grows. It's where you start believing you are the only one going through it. I want you to know you're not alone. Not anymore. Today, we open up the door to sisterhood.
Welcome to the Tina Parker Show, where we burn the bullshit, speak the truth, and build brands that break chains. I'm Tina Parker, spiritual badass, truth teller, and the woman who turns pain into purpose. If you're ready to lead with fire, heal out loud, and drop the damn mic, you're home.
All right, let's get into this. The psychology of isolation. Teach the mindset. Okay? We're going to talk about the mindset. When a woman isolates, she lives in her own reactive mind. We react to everything that goes on. Survival mode, fear, emotional replay on repeat. There's these loops that go on, the comparison, the guilt. Especially if you're in isolation and you are watching social media all the time and you're comparing yourself and you are just self-doubting, getting in fear, the fear of doing anything, It could be when are people in isolation? Well, they did that during the pandemic, right? Okay. They knew it would be a mental effery. Here's some other examples, though. After betrayal, hyper independence. That's what happens, okay? After motherhood stress, there's an emotional breakdown. After a failure, shame and hiding. After friendship hurt, I don't trust women anymore. Any of you, does that sound familiar? Put it in the comments. Let's connect. Isolation feels safe. It does. I'll agree. But it kills your momentum. There's a reason why I'm creating this challenge. It helps create connection. It helps create a community. It helps inspire, I hope, for transformation. That's why I share my stories, my personal stories, because I want those that do align with me to know my story. So you should do the same, share your stories. Storytelling is great to build connection. Your circle is your accelerant of your anchor. Okay, that's why you need a strong circle with standards, that are driven, that have ambition, that take care of themselves. They care about the way they show up. Successful women have mentors. Don't ever think that you're too good to have a mentor. Don't ever think that way. All the best coaches, even the top dogs, y'all, they have their own coaches. They may not tell you, but they do. They have accountability. They surround themselves with those who think bigger. They grow faster because they're sharpened by others out, that they're around. Your environment is more powerful than your intention. We will always go further in life based on our circle. Don't ever forget this message. Your network is your net worth. Okay? Your network is your net worth. Healing, okay? Sisterhood will create momentum in your life. I'll give you an example. I didn't realize this. I was living with, and I even called this friend, or I text her, and I told her how much I really appreciated her because we grew up very different. And I was already in banking. Actually, I met her at a credit union. She was a teller. I came in. She was kind of snotty with me at first. And then I learned that she was dating a friend of mine. And I was like, wait a minute. Are you talking about so-and-so? And she says, yeah. How do you know him? And I'm like, a girl, I grew up with him. And then we became friends. She let the guard down and quit like making fun of me or, calling me out on things. But we became really great friends. In fact, then there was a time when I said, I'm going to build a house. And she was like, where? And I told her, I live in Utah. There's a city called West Jordan. Okay. There was like 2 lots left. And I went and got moving along with it. And then about right at the same time, she goes, well, I wonder, I go, there's actually one more lot. I don't know. It was right next door to mine. It was so fun because we live next door to each other. And I don't know. I just loved it. Well, here's how it creates momentum. We always want to, and it's just not with your girlfriends. It's like in the neighborhood too. But we all would, when it was time to plant flowers, if one person started planting their flowers, the other person was off to get their flowers right away. It creates, we want to show up when we see people rising. And we were always dialed in with making sure our yards look beautiful, mowing them every week, keeping our homes clean. We used to go out to eat, we just did so much fun, so many fun things together. And it wasn't just her and I, we had some other friends too. We just happened to live next door to each other, but we just had a wonderful sisterhood. And, I'll be honest, I miss that. So I've created this community, Women of Action Academy, and it's just to help each other rise. All right. So here's what happens when you're in community. Healing happens faster when someone says, me too. Confidence grows when someone says, you're not crazy. Growth explodes when someone says, let's go. A woman leaves a toxic relationship when another woman shows her she's not alone. Some people will stay in a bad situation because it's scary. They just don't know what the outcome's going to be. They feel alone. They feel scared. Feel guilt. There's all these feelings that go along with leaving something that is not healthy for you. But a strong woman in your sisterhood, okay, will say, you're not alone. We've got you. Okay, you're going to have us. A mom finds peace because she finally admits she's overwhelmed. Sometimes just saying it, I'm overwhelmed. Get it off your chest. That's energy. When you're storing that, I always talk about that because energy is everything, okay? And when we store that energy in our body, it is toxic. So we got to just talk about it, let it out. A single woman starts believing in love again because she watches another woman rebuild. A businesswoman scales her business, her life, because she joins a circle where everyone pushes forward. You got to be around that. I think it does it. It's just energy, and it's addictive, and it just creates wonderful things. Sisterhood multiplies your courage. Here's what you want to do though, okay? You don't want to just choose any community, any sisterhood, okay? Or brotherhood. How to choose a community that builds, not drains. All right. Any of you watching Mom Talk? That's one that probably drains you because it's a shit show over there. All right. Women, but would it make good TV if it wasn't? It's probably all to make good TV, right? Women who aren't threatened by your glow. Okay, these are what to avoid and what to seek. Seek women who aren't threatened by your glow. Women who clap for you without jealousy. Women who challenge you to be better. Women who think. We need women who think, critically think, have common sense, not blindly follow systems. You want to find a sisterhood who prioritizes growth and personal development. Okay? Here's what you want to avoid: the drama, the gossip, the jealousy, the low standards, the energy vampires. Some of them might be family members. Okay? You want to avoid that. Your circle affects your standards. Don't ever forget that. Become the woman who thrives in community. You want to be that woman that thrives. Share your goals, ask for help, show up consistently, celebrate other women, receive support without guilt, and give support without losing yourself. We talked about that yesterday. It's good to give, say yes to giving it, but don't do it so much that it pulls away and it causes issues in your marriage or other relationships, or you're sacrificing your own health for it. Okay, don't lose yourself. Community creates magic, the kind you cannot create alone. And in closing, I want to say, ladies, isolation ends today. Okay, sisterhood begins now. Join the Women of Action Academy. It's free online community. I'm growing it now. Come be a part of a space that sees you, lifts you, and grows with you. Join the Women of Action Academy because community isn't optional. It's currency. Remember that. Your network is your net worth. That's incredibly important to remember. And if there's anything I can do for you, you have questions about business, about life, about relationships, anything, I want you to know. Maybe even some past trauma or stuff that you're going through. I've experienced it all. And if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. Have a great day.